What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Bosley. You can find me on Twitter at ArtisticGamer28. That's the one, the only Scott Savage. Scott, happy Monday. You can also find him on Savage on Twitter.
That's right. I'm accepting any and all challenges. That's right. Especially arena 4-player shooters. You want to play some Halo? You let me know.
No, dude. Have you played Halo lately?
I played a little bit of Infinite. Yeah, I've been off and on with my friend that I'm waiting on the co-op, but he's my co-op buddy.
I hear you. I think we're all waiting on co-op at this point.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, that's too bad.
I'm gonna have to spend a couple hours in Forge just to enjoy it when it comes out.
Well, that's the thing. We're not even getting Forge anytime soon. Man, okay, everybody was like, oh, it's cool. We have the Halo multiplayer. Everything's fine. I'm like, no, it's not. No, it is not fine, because this only lasts for so long. And then you're going to all be going to where I'm going. Where's the co-op? Where's the Forge mode? Because you want more. You can't launch a game these days, Scott, half finished. That's what Halo Infinite did, unfortunately, right? Even though
Nate was really mad about it being a free-to-play model as well. That took a lot of the enjoyment out of it for him.
Yeah, I guess, but they had to. Honestly, I think they had to at this point for Halo. I know it's still got cadence with a lot of us, but to get some of that newer player base in that's so used to Warzone, they're so used to Fortnite, how do you pull those people in, right? You go this free-to-play model. It seems to be the way to go, and they at one point had like 20 million people playing, so I think it worked.
My prediction was not correct. Halo Battle Royale, not yet.
Yeah, it's true. I forgot about that. Dude, do you think we'll ever see that?
I thought so, but I thought it would be coming out with Infinite. That's kind of where I expected it, so now I'm not so certain.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Scott, coming up on April 2nd, is Coming to House charity stream main mission. So first, before we get the show started, let's head over there after we're done talking about Halo. It's the ultimate Easter egg, a streaming campaign like no other, a mission with the goal to change lives in real life. I challenge you to join me on the main mission, a charity stream campaign to raise funds for Covenant House. From March 7th to April 1st, we welcome everyone to join this fundraising mission to benefit youth who are homeless, trafficked, or at risk. The campaign will feature prizes, giveaways, and big surprises. And on April 2nd, we join forces with some of the biggest content creators and gamers to raise maximum funds. Help us change the game. Can we count you in? That's right, Scott. April 2nd, Covenant House is back with the charity stream for main mission. Come support a great cause. We'll be live noon Eastern for 12 hours, but you can join right now over at mainmission.ca. Scott, you ready to start today's show where everybody can be joining us live over on twitch.tv/the official ITG, as well as YouTube at ITG Reviews. If you can't join us live, hit us up later. InsideTheGame.ca, podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. Scott, today's show. Xbox Game Pass looks to expand its reach by heading to another platform, and I think one that is growing. Marvel's Avengers continues to rework the systems, and Ubisoft looks up to the clouds, buddy.
I too look up to the clouds in name of Ubisoft, thinking about Sam Fisher.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gone but not forgotten.
Oh man. ITG Parker joins us over at Twitch. It was debatable, and FTP it was smart. That was the service model. Blah, 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 blah. I'm reading real quick here, Nate. Thanks, buddy. Nobody wants to go back to the promised content in the future. But what is the future? He's talking about Halo. Yes, We don't know what the future holds for Halo, but we'll get there eventually. Scott, but what we're going to get into first, my friend, is Steam Deck now supports Xbox Game Pass. Can you believe it, Scott?
Xbox Play Everywhere.
Dude, when they said play everywhere, they really meant it, because now you can get it on your Steam Deck. Microsoft's subscription service comes to Steam Deck with some caveats. This comes from Logan Plant over at IGN. Valve's Steam Deck has joined the ever-growing list of devices compatible with some of the Xbox with some form of Xbox Game Pass, as the xCloud gaming beta is now available for owners of Valve's handheld gaming PC. On Twitter, Xbox Cloud Game. Do I still want to call it Project xCloud?
Yeah, no, it'll always be that way to me.
Yeah, it's just kind of like the Skydome. If
anybody's Facebook.
Yeah. Well, no, it's the meta now.
Or Max Milk, for that matter. Just stop changing the names.
Dude, we should make a list. Start rambling them up. Xbox Cloud Gaming's head of product and strategy, Catherine Gluckston, said it was a collaborative effort between Valve and Microsoft to get xCloud and Game Pass working on Steam Deck. And as it turns out, Valve got a lot of help from Microsoft to get the service up and running. On Steam Deck, players can access Game Pass through Xbox Cloud Gaming with Microsoft's Edge Beta. Huh.
Okay.
This is weird, eh?
Not,
I was expecting more of an app.
Yeah, not quite the whole self-loaded launcher, but
No, exactly. But it's a means, it's a workaround for now. This means that players will have to install the launch the Steam Deck version of Microsoft's web browser to navigate to xCloud Launcher. The process is similar to how xCloud works on PC, where Game Pass subscribers can access games through Xbox's website. So,
not how I do it, but interesting.
It is weird, eh? If you're confused about how it all works, Microsoft has posted tutorials for the article. Man, that sucks if you have to look up a tutorial how to get into this. But at least it's an option. Xbox wants you to be able to play on anything and everything. Dude, the fact that it's still not on the Switch kind of baffles my mind.
Yeah, well, that was the one little drip that we got of information was maybe Nintendo partnering with, and everybody went, what does that mean? But it makes sense that you can get Xbox on the Steam Deck, or that you would want to get an Xbox on the Steam Deck, because
sure does.
There's already video out there of people running Dolphin emulator, Project 64, and they're playing all these emulated games on there, which I'm sure Nintendo is scattering a military response to that, but still.
It was so Xbox. We talked about Xbox. We talked about dude. I think we talk about them almost every day at this point, right? It's kind of what we do. But at the same time, they really want to push Game Pass. And if you can get Game Pass now on your Steam Deck, and people get heavily involved in Steam Deck, I think it's going to be a viable platform. I really do think it's going to be something that's going to be rather big. I'm predicting bigger than the Vita. Rest in peace, Vita. Will it compete with the Switch, though, Scott? That's my biggest question.
I'm wondering if this is another island with which to fight the console wars. So is this going to be okay? Well, Xbox beat. I can already hear the comment section.
I thought of that too.
Will Xbox beat PlayStation to the Steam Deck? What does this mean for the future? There's going to be a million different outlets that spin it. Yeah. But is PlayStation taking note? Do they have plans to counter that? As much as that's a kind of a console war thought, that is what I think of. Well, what's next?
I think it was one of those, it's an arms race. Who can get there first to Steam Deck, right? I think Microsoft wanted to be there first. They have the system already up and running. They have xCloud. They have Game Pass. They've had this now for years. And we've seen how viable it is for Xbox that they're able to push this platform. And we've said it numerous times on the show. They don't care about Xbox. They care about Game Pass. Right? They want you to be able to get into the service. And it doesn't matter what platform you're on, because we all know Netflix makes a ton of money. So they're looking at that. How do we make that a games kind of model? And that's what Xbox is doing. They're making Game Pass the Netflix of video games. That's exactly how you can get in and be everywhere. They want it on your PC, your phone, your handheld devices now, especially with Steam Deck, right? You tap into Steam Deck's audience, or just Steam alone. Like, that Steam audience is massive. And a lot of us are looking at the Steam Deck going, man, I can take my Steam games on the go. So here's an opportunity then to not only go, okay, what do I feel like playing? Oh, maybe I'll check out Game Pass, because I have access to it now on my Steam Deck. Dude, like, I was just thinking about it yesterday. I'm like, man, I really want a Steam Deck. We've been playing a lot of PC games lately, and I just want my Steam Deck. Like, you know what I mean? I really could go for one of these things. I think it'd be a viable platform for me personally, because my PC setup is downstairs. And often, Scott, you and I, we all know we hang out upstairs on the couch, gaming over our headphones and that kind of stuff. But I'm always a little bit more laid back, I guess, kind of in a situation instead of upright in my gaming chair kind of thing. You know what I mean?
I want the Steam Deck. I'm so curious about it. But I think of this weird little Android device that I bought maybe 2.5 years ago, and it ran some sort of Android operating system, but it had a bunch of games in it. You could play Fortnite, you could play a bunch of different things, and it kind of was just that. Well, I haven't sat down with my Switch in a long time, so I guess it kind of filled that role.
Sure.
But it now is property of St. Michael's Hospital, I believe. I never saw it ever again. In fact, I'm not certain I saw it for real in that place. I just know that it no longer exists in my possession.
Captain Awesome joins us, says, easy solution. Just got to buy more PCs. Appreciate that. Thanks for your help, buddy.
I want that micro case.
So there is, what's that Steam platform? There's a big screen mode, and I've seen people actually transfer it over to their iPad. So I'm contemplating about doing that as a situation. Anytime. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Yeah. So it's kind of, dude, I really would like to have a Steam Deck. I think this thing is a cool platform. I think that has a lot of potential, and they're opening up the opportunity for others to get into it, right? I think that's the biggest thing now is that they said they're going to keep it open and not tie it down just to Valve's, right? And what they're bringing to the table. Do you think then whenever we get the announcement of PlayStation Spartacus, that this comes over as well on the Steam Deck as an option?
Oh, if they're able to, I'm sure they will. Yeah. And we've seen enough of a focus on PlayStation side bringing it to Steam in general. So I think that would be an extension of that program.
Does Steam Deck still have the same deal like Switch where you can link it to the TV? I don't think so. No, they want you to link it to your PC. You can link it to the PC if you want, but you're already on PC, so I'm not sure why you exactly do that. The bigger opportunity, I think what they're really trying to push is the ability to take your Steam library, or at least most of them, because not all of them are functional, but able to take that on the go, kind of like a Switch, right? But you can also hook it up to your laptop. So if you're on the go, you have your laptop, you're then able to connect it to your laptop, play on a bigger screen, because obviously it's a much smaller screen being in a handheld version of the Steam Deck. But yeah, it kind of works that way. I really want to check it out. And it's like, this is where the Switch has to get kind of in a better position to battle. Like, I know Nintendo does their own thing, Scott, and they often do because that's just how Nintendo works. But they need to kind of pick it up because we've seen now the slug of the Switch. It is so underpowered now, right? And when you get into the world of the Steam Deck, dude, this thing is just cranking out games and they look beautiful. That's the biggest push now, is the powerhouse that the Steam Deck holds way over the Switch, because now you're seeing a lot of people not able to kind of transition their games over. We just saw Pillars Edge of Eternity 2 get canceled from the Switch because it just can't hold it, right? They said it just doesn't work.
I want Nintendo to do their own thing and continue that thinking.
Sure.
But I want it to be an upgrade still. The Switch DS, I would still accept that. That'd be a little wacky, but it would offer a lot of different opportunity. You plug that into the TV as a third screen, that could get weird.
Captain Austin says, I feel like Nintendo nailed it with the Wii. Made it that party system. Yeah, that's a good point.
They did. Yeah, that'll ensure that Nintendo is around for another decade just on the Wii alone. But I feel like that was 40 years ago.
But that's the problem, right? They're just so outdated. Even when they launch a new platform, it's already outdated. And it kind of, Nintendo just goes to their own beat of the drum, and that's how it works. Right now, who's going to their own beat too, Scott? Is Marvel's Avengers War Table rework coming in March 24th? I'm really curious if anybody cares at this point. And I'm speaking from an Avengers fan point of view, because I'm a huge fan of this game and it's just died on me, right? This comes from Stephanie over at VG247. On March 24th, as part of patch 2.3, the War Table in Marvel's Avengers will be reworked to streamline missions and to improve the overall user experience. The onboarding process for newer players will also be reworked, and this includes bringing back Nick Fury to the helicarrier as a guide. I'm not sure why they ever took him away, Scott, to be honest. I know when we pull up the menu system, it's a little convoluted, try and figure out, okay, what missions do I have to go still do, and where should I go first? Like, where's the main mission I'm working on versus all these other side things? So it's a little convoluted that way. But one of the first major changes you'll notice when interacting with the War Table on March 24th is that the missions no longer change every 15 minutes. Instead, drop zones and threat sectors appear on the War Table at all times, and hives will appear once they've reached a power level comparable to the range of your region, and it's when it's found. Dude,
is it too little too late at this point?
It really just doesn't matter, Scott. You can make all these changes, but you're not bringing any new content to the game to bring your player base back or grow your player base. Those who want it, like, they even brought it over to Game Pass. Why? Because
I'm very curious to play it, but I've been holding back so far, and I don't even fully understand the game just because of all the issue that the players have had with it. Is there co-op? Is that just a secondary mode? Is it a whole different experience?
It's the
something that
it's the Avengers.
drop in, drop out kind of thing.
Okay, man, and there's no cross play, right? So my brother has it over on PlayStation. I have it on PlayStation because of the whole Spider-Man deal, which turned out to be an absolute waste of time. Just I don't know. Like, Spider-Man didn't click for me. I know it clicked for a lot of people. I just didn't feel like it was Spider-Man. If you want to play a Spider-Man game, Insomniac does it, man. Like, they just crush that game. So I don't know.
Yeah, or literally go plug in a GameCube with Spider-Man 2. You'll never get better than that.
Yeah, I don't know. They keep plugging away. I appreciate it. Dude, it's patch 2.3. That's fantastic. We'll see if it matters. Like, they're just tweaking the game. At this point, they're just tweaking the game, and they just keep bringing more and more cosmetics to the game. Like, who cares? But all you want to do is cash in on all these MCU cosmetics. And it's just... Man, when you play a looter shooter, you want to see your gear upgrade, and it just doesn't happen here, and it drives me absolutely crazy, Scott.
I want to play it, but if I hear one mention of this is a cell phone or something from Thor, I'm out.
That's it.
What is Facebook? Nope,
not happening. Dude, let's get into what Ubisoft's up to with their cloud computing tech. Scalar allows developers to build larger open worlds with huge player counts. I watched the video to see if I can get a better understanding of this thing. It seems that they're just opening up a way to invite more developers to build bigger games, because Ubisoft doesn't make big enough games already. This comes from Stephanie over at VG247. Ubisoft has announced a new cloud native technology for game development called Ubisoft Scalar. Using this cloud computing tech, developers will use the power and flexibility of cloud computing for Ubisoft's game engines, reducing dependency on players' hardware and providing new possibilities for game development and player experience. The tech takes the components and systems of traditional game engines and transforms them into microservices in the cloud, moving from the closed single processor system of today to distribute model across a potentially unlimited number of machines. Dude, it's cool. I think it makes a lot of sense. It's moving technology forward, and it should just open up the game a little bit easier for developers, I kind of think, instead of being so tied down to this is where you're at, that's where you're kind of stuck at, right? You know what I mean? With the current gen or last gen or whatever you might be working on.
Ubisoft stepping up their influence on the open world game. There's what's known as the Ubisoft kind of model for making an open world game, and well, this now sees it spread beyond just Ubisoft developers.
Sure. Oh, that's great. I think it's funny to see where Ubisoft is at right now, to be honest, right? They have the whole thing that they overcame and became an independent studio on their own, in a sense. I say independent studio of 27 studios, but either way, they're now their own company. And then people are talking about, well, because of all these acquisitions going on, will Ubisoft get bought up? Nope. Now they're moving into this own other technology that's going to allow to bring in other developers to work under the Ubisoft label. I think that's a cool opportunity for people. I'm a big fan of Ubisoft. Always have, always will be, unless something really shady goes down. But
I'm afraid of one thing in particular. We talk about Splinter Cell. What if the next one is an open world?
Dude, it will be. Absolutely will be. Blacklist kind of presented that's where the direction was going, and I think that's exactly where this. I think if they do it right, I think we'll see something like a Halo situation, right? Halo went open world. I was
just about to say, is it going to be called Infinite? Because that's the other.
Could you imagine Splinter Cell Infinite? It joins Halo. You can put on the Master Chief helmet.
It comes out alongside Assassin's Creed Infinite.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing they're working on too, right? So they're working on another Assassin's Creed game with Basm, and then they're working on Assassin's Creed Infinite, which is going to be, I think, a few years yet from making its way all together. I don't think we're going to see that anytime soon, but it's still, man, I love Assassin's Creed, and I've had my fair share of disappointments and high expectations and where I'd like to see the game direction go. We've seen it really kind of just turn into this whole, I'm on a whole side rant now, Scott. Just goes into this whole other, more of an action game, action adventure than that stealth thing we played so long ago. And right now,
do away with that number system. The ranks, it ruined Wolfenstein. It'll ruin anything.
Well, it's gone away from the stealth, right? And that's my biggest thing when you started Assassin's Creed way back. PS3 days. It's, you know, that's where I fell in love with Assassin's Creed and this big open world and taking the leap of faith and all this stuff. And then you follow the games as they progress further along in the years. Now I'm in the middle of Valhalla. Dude, I'm playing it as stealthily as I can, which honestly is pretty stealthy. Like, I'm hiding in bushes and I'm creeping around. I'm just taking out targets here or there. I'm having a great time. But then you get into this whole Asgard situation and it's just at a whole other level, which you can somewhat do still. You can still go stealthy and things like that, but they've really gone to this other magical side. And they've always had the Apple of Eden, which is kind of intertwined certain things. Like, dude, it's just what a weird game sometimes.
But yeah, it's almost like Metal Gear. If you were to explain the entire plot line, it's like all right, take a seat because it's gonna be a while.
Yeah, grab a coffee or two. You're gonna be here a while.
You said like way back when on Assassin's Creed, and I thought, how old is that series? Do you have any guesses here? I did look it up.
Oh yeah, dude, it's
been well over a decade.
I was gonna say, are we looking at 15 years now at this point?
It is exactly 15 years.
Thank you. I'm here all day. That's dude, I was there on day one. That game, I was hooked. And I know a lot of people are like, it's so repetitive. It's absolutely repetitive. I'm not denying that. But then they stepped it into 2, and you saw the transition of 2, right? Dual hidden blades. It was such a moment watching that E3, and I'll never forget it. They're doing a trailer at E3, and they went to do the leap and take out 2 of them, and the guy goofed. he took out 1. So the guy that was hosting the interview looked at him and went, really? And he goes, wow. It was just one of it happens, right? That absolutely happens.
But trying to save the moment. Hey, us at Ubisoft don't use any pre-rendered trailer videos. Right? So
it's but it's cool. They're allowing. Let's get back into let's tie it back in, Scott. But you know, it brings up opportunities not only for Ubisoft but other developers to jump on board and work with this technology. I look at them somewhat as how Stadia is now looking to expand their reach too, right?
Yeah.
And with their technology and stuff like that, cloud-based streaming, this, that, and the other, and they're doing the same thing.
If you can't make enough of it, sell it off to other companies that will. That's true in the case of Star Wars and just about everything.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, if you can't make any Spider-Man Insomniac, you know, just throw it out there.
Yep. Scott, we do have one quick topic I want to get to. If you can take this, let's do this one real quick. Elden Ring fans discovered a secret wall that only opens after 50 hits. What? This comes from George Yang over at IGN. Players in the Elden Ring have known for a while that there is something hidden in the walls in the game that led to new areas. However, a new discovery takes this to an absurd length. A player has discovered a wall in Volcano Manor that only disappears when you hit it 50 times. Dude, who does this?
Yeah, how did he hit it 50 times to discover this?
I don't know.
That's not something I would have found out. And I've been walking through the game hitting every wall that looks suspicious.
That's just weird.
Yeah, no, it's really annoying because you get to go around and hit these things and they don't make the sound. You're not aware that they're going to fall until 50 hits later, and then they do. And so how are you supposed to discover those if there's more?
I have no idea. But Scott, we have one game out today. What do we have?
We have Itora, and that is on Steam full release now.
That is it, dude. One quiet game today. It is Monday, so that means we'll be back tomorrow. Everybody, thank you for hanging out with us. This has been ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. You can always join us live over on twitch.tv/theofficialITG, as well as YouTube at ITG Reviews. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later inside the game.ca podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. Don't forget, April 2nd is the Covenant House charity stream for Main Mission. You can join right now, Covenant House, over with mainmission.ca. Until tomorrow, I'm Drew, that's Scott, and we'll see you inside the game.